work on intentional habit number 5. Close the sale confidently and consistently. We're on the home run right now. We're on the last run. You can do this. And so much about what you're going to do is about closing the sale. It's about getting the appointment, but it's also about closing the sale with confidence and consistently so you can reach your goal of doubling your sales in the next 90 days. So the things I want to share with you will set the stage to make it even easier. Because you've been through sales camp, you've done a lot of this work already, you've already been setting the appointments you want to set, you've already been getting the appointments with your top 20%. But now we need to talk about how to close the sale confidently and consistently so that you really are getting the results that you want when you ask for them. And remember, at the very beginning, we talked about the power of expectation and how important it is to expect to get those results. And so I want to encourage you to expect the sale to close every time, to visualize the end result from the beginning, to trust that it's already happening, that it's already on its way. A couple questions to start with is to do a package review. So look at the packages that you created for yourself. Are they priced correctly? Do you have too many packages? Remember, a confused buyer doesn't buy. So you want to make sure your packages are really clear and that they're priced in a way that makes sense for you. A simple way to think about it, and I recommend this if you own your own company. In a moment I'll talk about it if you're a sales professional, what you can do to make this work for you. If you own your own company, I encourage you not to have more than 3 packages. In fact, I was just on a call with a client recently and she now only has 1 package. She has a VIP package and then she starts with that and then they just remove pieces of it if it's not a fit for someone. But if you only have 2 or 3 packages, it's easier to sell because then you have simple choices. And remember, you can always make packages smaller, but it's tough to make them larger. So you want to always start with your largest package first and then move down to your mid-size and your smaller package. And then you have to think about pricing. Is the pricing in alignment with you? Right? It's often I find that entrepreneurs have their prices their packages, packaged in a way that's not conducive for them. Often they're priced too low. And so check in with your packages and just notice if you're priced correctly or maybe you're priced too low. Because when you increase your prices and you're priced correctly, more people will actually buy from you. So you can have like the big package at the top, the package with everything in it, the creme de la creme VIP package, a mid-sized package, and then a smaller package. And when you start there, psychologically, it's much easier to sell to your prospect than you just start with a small package and try to figure it out from there. So my encouragement is for you to always present your highest package first and then move through that process. When it comes to the sales process, I want to give you a few tips. And these are some of the advanced tips and some of the advanced work that I want to do with you. You have to be committed to staying in the sales conversation. The money conversation might be uncomfortable, but that's okay. My encouragement to you is even if it's uncomfortable, to stay in that conversation, right? Because if you don't give them an opportunity to say yes, you're potentially doing them a disservice. Give them the opportunity to say yes so that they can move forward in their business in some way, so they can get that new product or service that they've been thinking about, so that they don't stay stuck. But it takes time to kind of coach them through that process and to make sure it's a good fit for them. And in the beginning of a conversation, I love to say to someone, I don't know if this is a good fit for you. I'm not even sure I can help you. But let's have the conversation and find out. Because that's the truth. Because you do yourself a disservice if you're not qualifying them to make sure that they're a great fit for you as well. So as you go through that process and you present the different options that are available for them, and as they're moving through the decision-making process, they might get quieter, they might pull back. It's important in those moments to be willing to give them some space and have a little silence if it makes sense, but then to ask some important, powerful questions. You could ask questions like, what am I missing? I feel like there's something there, or you might have a question for me. What is that? And then be quiet and give them time to answer. Or you might want to say, what's it going to take for this to be a fit for you? That question, what's it going to take for this to be a fit, usually uncovers any objections that might be there, and then you can kind of help coach them through the process. They may really want what you have. They may even want the biggest package that you have or the biggest or most expensive product that you sell, but maybe they feel like they can't afford it. If that's the case, you want to give them some options on how they could afford it. Do you offer financing? Do you offer multiple payment plans? How can you help this become a fit for them? Or maybe they want part of your package but not another part of it. Or part of one of your products but maybe not the other. So how can you coach them through that to make sure that it is a fit? When you ask that question, what will it take for this to be a fit for you? Again, you're going to root out some of the objections. You're going to figure out what it's going to take for you to really serve this client. And I think it's important to keep saying that, to say, I really do want to help you. I want to solve your problem. I want to make a difference for you. So let's stay in the conversation and figure out what it's going to take for me to do that. My last piece of encouragement and advice is to not leave without a next step. Whether you're setting a next appointment, whether or not your next step might be to put a proposal together and meet again, whatever it is, you want to have that next appointment on your intentional schedule before you leave. Because if you don't, you might just end up emailing each other back and forth, or you're calling each other and your voicemails aren't getting returned. A lot of things might happen that don't move the sale forward. So be direct, create the next step so that you really can double your sales in the next 90 days. It's been a pleasure taking this journey with you, and I would encourage you again, no matter what, keep going. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, you must do that thing you think you cannot do. Things are going to happen. Stuff's going to get in your way. You might start to spiral. Grab that crisis toolkit, the 10 steps to stop the spiral. Stop those thoughts. Do whatever you need to do so that you can keep moving forward, because that's the most important thing. Stay in bold and inspired action.